What was the message you wanted to leave out for the world?
I think the most important thing is to become the best version of yourself, to become and achieve your fullest potential. So many people limit themselves based off of what somebody else has told them they are, based off of the limitations of their parents, their teachers, their education, the system. But you can truly become whoever you want to be. And I wanted to push this message of hope. And I wanted to push this message of, if you work hard, if you are consistent, and if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.
Yeah.
And I've gotten messages from thousands of people all around the world who are truly changing their lives, whether developing better physiques, whether making more money, whether reconnecting with their partner and having better relationships. And it's being an example to people. An example doesn't mean you need to be perfect. And that's something that I'm really clear about. I'll show my flaws. I say some crazy shit. I do some crazy shit, but I'm me. And through that authenticity, it resonates with people, and people resonate with truth, right? People resonate with truth.
Of course, yeah.
So when you understand something to be true, when you know the truth and you resonate with it, you don't have to kind of convince somebody into your lifestyle. They see it and then
they like it.
They like it and then they fuck with it. They resonate with it and then they adopt it for themselves. And that's kind of what I always tell people. Hey, don't judge my words. Don't judge my actions. Don't even judge my lifestyle. Just test it out. Just test out going to the gym a couple times a week. Just test out having a whole foods diet. Just test out building a business online. Just test out actually investing and going to networking events. Go and build relationships. Go find mentors and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, perfect. You can then go back to your 9 to 5. You can then go back to university.
Well, at least you tried it.
These things will be there. But the last thing you want is to live with the what if and never have actually pulled the trigger because, somebody told you out there how something was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's been working out very well.
So before you came online, were you always this guy of trying to be the best version of yourself?
No, not at all. Not at all. So my journey started in Argentina. Grew up there.
Yeah.
At the age of 16. Went to the United States with $200 in a suitcase.
By yourself or?
Well, my uncle was a pilot.
Okay.
And he actually got me a seat in what's called the jump seat, which is where the flight attendants sit.
Yeah, it sounds like you're about to jump out of a plane.
Well, the thing is, you basically can get free travel and things like that when you work for an airline.
Yep.
So I had my free flight. From there, worked all sorts of odd jobs, from pressure washing basketball courts to cleaning toilets. Eventually went to a couple universities, dropped out. University really wasn't for me. I wanted to start a business, went and tried learning international business. And I tell people, my international business professor had never been overseas. So it's like, okay, when you start evaluating what's important when it comes to building relationships with people from different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, there's more to it than a textbook.
Yeah.
So I was like, why am I sitting down with this dude that is in learning from him? Sure, he can teach me macroeconomics, microeconomics. He can teach me finance. He can teach me tax. All these things, I get it, completely understand it. But I can also learn that on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
So I wanted to learn from somebody who had experience. Started moving all over the world. 6 months out of the year, I spend in hotel rooms. I've been to 60 countries. I'm 28, right?
Yeah, damn.
So I'm in a situation right now where I actually have been becoming an online entrepreneur. So I invest in companies all over the world, whether it's in Singapore, whether it's in Malaysia, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in the US. My portfolio is very vast, and that perspective would have not been achieved had I not been able to break free from the illusion of, hey, I have to go learn from a specific person who doesn't have the actual experience. They just have a degree, which doesn't mean much when it comes to business.
Not at all, yeah.
Eventually, in 2016, I heard about Bitcoin. I was waiting tables, and my fellow server was like, hey, have you heard about Bitcoin? We were talking about the stock market because the stock market was starting to get hot. I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, you should check in. You should look into it. It was $588. I run, get my credit card, Wells Fargo credit card, and buy my first Bitcoin on Bitstamp.
But what was your first initial thought when you heard about it, though?
I just was trying to make some money.
Okay.
I was just like, hey,
did you not necessarily
I didn't understand that the blockchain. I hadn't read Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper or the entire perspective of what it meant to live in a decentralized financial system. I was clueless. I just knew that I wanted to make money. That led me down a rabbit trail of making money online. So I started with e-commerce. Started with drop shipping because when you don't have money, you basically want to arbitrage things.
Yeah.
Not only that, I also was flipping Instagram usernames. So, a couple of these sheiks that you see around with 4-letter handles, 5-letter handles, I would try and finesse them, sell handles here and there, arbitrage that, would build up meme pages or theme pages and then flip them and sell them to businesses when that kind of was hot and doing well. And then meme pages and theme pages would hit me up and be like, hey, we'd like to run a promo on your page. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And it was really funny because they're like, okay, like we want to pay you for a promo. How much? Oh, a couple $1,000s. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. But then I saw how many sales they got and how much traffic it was generating for them. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should figure out what they're doing. Yeah. So let me just start drop shipping. My brother bought a first course for $1,997 from this Asian guy. And I started learning drop shipping. From there, participated in 2017, 2018 crypto bull run. My portfolio absolutely crushed. But then I fell for the trap of, at that point it was HODL. Okay. That's where the HODL message came from. In 2020 was the diamond hands, right? Yeah. And the wag me, we're all going to make it. Yeah. But the 2018 was HODL. Yeah. But I got absolutely decimated because I held it the entire way down. But I knew at that point, I was studying crypto. I was really involved. I was in the trenches, that it was going to come back. It was going to bounce back. So I decided to double down on e-commerce, really start focusing on building businesses online, and ended up doing $16 million in revenue in e-com. Damn. Did pretty well. Met one of my mentors who's now my business partner inside Capital Club, Steve Tan.
How old at the time then?
I was like 23. I don't know, whatever. I'm 28 now, so just do the math.
Yeah. Damn, yeah.
It was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was because I met one of my mentors by the name of Steve Tan, who'd done 9 figures in e-com. He was posting $6 million a month screenshots, and he was absolutely legit. And I contacted him. He flew me out to Phuket for one of his masterminds, because we connected, we became homies, and he pulled out his phone one day and he showed me an $111,000 day on Shopify, real live. Like, it wasn't the screenshot where you have to figure out, is this person lying to me? No, it was real. And I'm like, okay, there's possibilities, there's potential. He had manufacturing, he had warehouse, he had supply chain connected to all of that. That really changed my mindset, took me to the next level. I mean, he was selling on eBay in 2006. So he's like an OG of e-com. And now he's the president, he's the CEO of Capital Club. I'm the president. We became business partners and kind of are building the network there. But that led me to investing into DeFi in 2019, 2021, 2020. And I owned a 1% supply of a very popular token known as PancakeSwap, which was absolutely revolutionary.
Okay. Yeah.
And it did extremely well. I bought it when it was a $25 million market cap, put in $250K.
Yep.
Wrote it to $2.6 billion. Obviously sold on my way up. Made a little bit over $5 million on that play, and that just changed my entire perspective. So it was creating wealth, multiplying wealth, and then I cashed out at $59,000 Bitcoin, which is the preservation wealth. And obviously during the bear market, continued building Capital Club, which is my network and my organization that invest in companies, that invest in entrepreneurs. Phenomenal experience. And now pretty much full-time investing in crypto companies, private equity, and obviously my Capital Club organization.